All right, everyone. This is our newest pontoon flip. So I bought this pontoon at an auction. It was involved in an accident a couple of years ago, from what I can see. And there really wasn't that much damage to it. I figured it would be somewhat of an easy flip. So it's a 2003 Sweetwater Challenger 180 RE. It has a Yamaha 60 four-stroke on the back that we'll talk about in a minute. The pontoons are all in great shape. Underneath, they look good. That bench will show you goes on the back. It's got some new LED lights on it. Trailer's in good shape. It's got some surface rust. Maybe in the spring we'll grind that down and repaint it. This table just needs to be screwed back in. It goes up there. It's got some LED lights that go all the way around the bottom. They've broken one spot, but I'll put new ones on. Polish up the pontoons. It's got the bimini up top. I don't know what it looks like underneath. From what I knew that of this boat, it was in an accident 3 years ago, and it's been out of the water ever since. So this railing is where the damage is. This that turns and went on the back side here, starting from here and around towards the motor. And so it broke where the gas tank is, right here, down into here. So I unbolted that from the deck and pulled that up there. But there's no damage further up. The seats weren't damaged. The gas tank's been sitting for a couple of years. The cleat's broken, so we'll bend that back into place, take this off, clean it all up, get all that old gas out of there. It looks like when they moved this boat to do the police investigation or take it out of the water, they used something that poked up because it broke through here and it broke through here. And this side, this was damaged from the motor. Here's the motor cowling is all broken, the handle's broken on top. Fortunately, it's broken around the edge. I was hoping that it could be fiberglass and just kind of glazed over and repainted and stickered, but I don't know if that's gonna work. And of course we have some damage to the railing, which should pretty much bend back into place once I take care of this. So what happened was, from what I saw in the police report, was another boat came, a ski boat came and hit the boat on this angle. So it pushed the motor over, which cracked over there and broke all that. And from that, this is broken here, which makes the gate not close, so this piece needs to all be replaced around that side. So from what I can find, this is also a 2003 Yamaha. And when we take the cover off, the motor is in great shape. It was hit from the side and scratched. Like I said, pushed over, it did bend the steering bar a little bit, and it bent this bar. So that will have to be fixed. It does at least turn over. We're gonna try to start it today. We just got a new battery for it. Drained some of the gas out, new gas in it. Going from a new tank while I try to start it. But everything in there, really clean. Take it up on the boat. So again, we have the damage here. This floor, this railing, the gate is fine. And then all the rest of the gates are fine. So I'm gonna end up most likely replacing the floor. Floor's a little worn out. It would look good if it had all new flooring on it. But all the seats are in relatively good shape. Under here is where we got our battery. Just put our new battery on. Well, more storage. It's gonna be like a speed canvas on there. I haven't pulled that out yet to see what kind of condition that's in. Front seats. A little bit of mold underneath it, so that might be a little hard to get out on the top, but all the plastic seats are in good shape. This one over here. They're well. But the seats are in good shape. The table's in good shape. That other table that I said out front here, That'll go back there in that hole. It just needs, those screws weren't big enough. Needs to be screwed back down. Got some storage and our anchor in there. They had something hooked up out here, fish finder, somewhere in an antenna, and a radio. Our Yamaha controls, Kenwood radio, don't know if that works yet. We did have enough juice with a boost box that we could turn on the LED lights in the front, the running lights, and the horn worked. So we will see what happens when we try to start the motor here. And I'll end up seeing what this is in shape. I'm hoping that this is in good shape underneath that. If that's been wrapped, the sun obviously did its damage, and winter seasons to that. So here we just want to see if the motor turns over. I don't have water hooked up to it. I just want to see if it'll grab and start up. It hasn't been started in a couple of years. And at this point, I have a starter problem where the starter just won't engage every time. So we're gonna have to order a new starter and get that put on before we can start it up. However, you see right here, it grabs one last time and runs for a moment. So right here, we have the siding off and the front seats off. And you can see just how gross the carpet is. When you touch the carpet, it's very chalky and dry. It doesn't feel good on your hands or your feet. So I took some of the lights off. As you can see right here, the navigation light's been removed. I need to take the LED light off. To get the navigation light off, just a clip on the bottom, and the LED lights I'll have to cut and resplice when we put them back on. You can see how nice the carpet was underneath some of the seats compared to what it is now. And you see a table hole there that we're gonna have to patch up. Now we just need to get the rest of these seats off and siding. I've now taken up all the carpet. Fairly easy to rip up, though it does rip into pieces. And you can see that the glue sticks to the plywood. And there's also several areas where the carpet is still showing, got glued down. So what I'm gonna do is scrape up as much glue as I can, all the places that it's loose, and end up using a wire brush on my drill to grind down the glue to get all the little pieces you can see right there of the carpet that's still there, and get it nice and smooth so that we can put the glue down on top of it. So you saw the damage before on the back section. So this whole piece of plywood, which goes around the motor, I unbolted, and I'm gonna lift it up. And you see on the back of this, there's still some cords attached to it. So we'll get that off and then get a new piece of plywood on there. This piece of plywood was just too damaged. So here's the new piece of plywood. I just took one piece of the old one and put it on top of a new one, traced it out, drilled the holes in the exact same spots so that everything can go back in the same place. And here it is attached back down just like the original piece was. So here we are with the carpet removed, as much glue as we can get up. The patch right there on the floor where the table was has been filled in, is nice and smooth. All the edges got most of the glue off. The new board in the back. So it's all ready to have carpet put down. And for that, we will be using just a glue from Home Depot. It's an indoor-outdoor carpet glue. So you don't need a lot of glue. Just a thin layer spread out with a trowel. Put the carpet in the center of the boat, and then just do the front half and the back half. And then take a carpet roller and just roll it out. A company called 80/20 that I found online, and they sell aluminum tubing, 1-inch tubing, and they sell brackets. 3, 4, 5-way connectors, corner brackets, and fairly easy to shop for. You just measure the whole thing out as to how much you're going to need, and then order it in the longest length you can get for the amount of shipping that you want to pay. And then a simple hacksaw blade will cut them. These are, for example, that's a 4-way intersection, and the tubing, it's really easy. It's just like a puzzle. So take the tubing, measure out where you want the piece to go. Simple hacksaw, cut straight through, and then insert these pieces into the end to make your turns. This is way easier than having anybody weld it. So this is the tubing. It was good quality. And as you can see here, I have two pieces with a three-way split right there. So I have my bottom railing piece down, which you can see here, for the length that I want it. They're on the pontoon gapping plastic pieces. And then I just kind of lay out where I want everything to go and if it works. Once I have it all lined up, again, just cut it. And here you'll see that this is the actual railing that I built. So it's gonna match the old railing. Yeah, it's not gonna match it in curves and welding, but this is gonna go right around the gas tank where the old railing was damaged, right onto the boat. I put the center railing in the exact same spot, so it flows. You really won't even know the difference. It's just really easy to work with and works so much better than having somebody weld anything. I did measure wrong and see there's a gap there between the old railing and the new railing, so I'll find some pieces that are gonna go in there and screw it together and you won't even see it. So right here, I just take some clamps, clamp it together. And that way when I drill my holes where my bolts will go, just like the old railing was, they'll be in the right spot. And I just had an extra piece of old tubing and a new piece that I had left over that I could make a gap. At this point, we have all the seats back on, the carpet back on. Sorry, I didn't take any videos of that. And we're just gonna get the motor started. So, new battery hooked up, everything ready to go.
Need to get fuel in it and get running. See if it starts being water.
So this is the gas tank reinstalled, and now using this hinge to put that seat back that belonged there. So new hinge, just screwed it in to the aluminum piping and then lined it up to screw it into the top of the seat. And here's the seat, which is now in place. So the boat's back together. It's running, it's in the water. I do not have any siding up on it yet, but took the family out for a ride, for the test ride, and everything went smooth. Boat came out clear, clean. Carpet looks great. All the gauges work. Depth finder works. The motor runs perfect. Overall, the boat ran great. Perfect day on the Connecticut River. Everything worked well, motor ran well, handled well. All around good play. So there were still a few more things I needed to do. I needed to put up aluminum backing around the gas tank so that I can enclose that in where the new railing is. I didn't get to that. I didn't get to the LED lights that go around the boat on the underside to make that look cool. I never polished the tunes. I never did the trailer like I thought I might do. I was grinding that down and repainting it. The bimini top opened and it was nice and clean. I put a new hose from the gas tank to the motor. The steering rod was bent, as you saw in the first part of this video, so I did replace the entire steering cable from the wheel all the way back to the motor. Not that big of a deal. I found a cowling online, so I decided since the boat was in the water and already took it for a test drive, I might as well see if I could sell it before I go to fix all the other details of the boat that I wanted to do. In the end, we put a new battery on it, a new starter on it, a new steering cable on it, new carpet, and the new railing that we built. And the railing was overall was pretty cheap. I think I got all those parts for about $160 shipped to me. So I bought the boat for $3,500. It was about $500 to $600 into it. I listed it for $8,500. I had a ton of people calling me, trying to get their hands on the boat. People offering me more to just Venmo me money, more than I was asking so that they could get it. But I really wanted somebody to come down and take it for a test drive and know what they were getting and know what projects they needed to finish. So the first person that came down offered the $8,500 in cash, and I took it, and I made about $4,000 off of it. So in the end, it was a great flip. It was a great deal. It was well worth it. I think the person that bought it got a great deal. I will definitely be looking for another pontoon boat to flip. I don't make a lot of these videos. I don't make money off these videos, but if you like it, still hit that subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Good luck on yours.